What are you breaking my balls for? All right, it's about that time for Breaking Ballz. I'm your host, Johnny P. And sitting next to me is my good friend, my right-hand man, Lou Hot Dog Martini.
Always good to be here with the master of mirth himself, Mr. Johnny Potenza. I got to ask you, though, John, why you call me Louis Hot Dogs?
Because...
Have you ever seen me eat a hot dog?
You always say, a lot of times when I talk to you on the phone, you're like, John...
I'm having a hot dog?
I got to go. I got hot dogs ready. Yeah,
because
you do. Because you do love hot dogs, don't you?
I do. I love a good hot dog.
But probably maybe 5 out of 10 times when you're telling me you're eating something that's hot dogs.
I believe it, John.
It's all good.
Listen, I believe it.
It ain't like you're Jack LaLanne or anything. No. But listen, I'm pissed off. I don't even want to joke.
Oh, what else is new?
I don't even want to joke. I don't even want to bust your chops. I'm pissed off because we have another fee to pay with our New York City politician, whatever you might call it.
You're talking about the congestion pricing that's going into effect this week?
Yes. $9 more just to drive through Manhattan.
Mm-hmm. Now it doesn't. It's funny. I was just going to say it doesn't affect me, but it does affect me. I'll explain to you why.
It does.
Because even so, a guy like me, I take the express bus. Thank God, from Bay Ridge every day. But people don't realize now when you go into a deli in Midtown, the $3 that you paid for a Snapple before is now $3.50 because you're paying more for the delivery guys to deliver the product to your stores in Midtown and stuff. So people don't understand the whole trickle-down effect of this congestion pricing. The people that have to drive into Manhattan, like the delivery trucks and things, they still have to come to Manhattan. So you're not stopping people from coming into Manhattan. And what's going to take a hit is the Broadway shows are going to take a hit. Because people drive in to see the Broadway shows. That's going to keep them out. It just, again, John, there's such a lack of common sense.
Now, what's the situation? Is it only certain parts of the city?
It's from 60th Street down to, I believe, 14th Street. East and west, doesn't matter if you're east and west. The only way you don't get hit with the pricing is if you're on the FDR Drive or West Side Highway and don't get off. So you can drive up and down the FDR or West Side Highway and you won't get banged. But if you get off it between 14th and 60th, you're getting banged. So just another fee, another toll, another price to pay for living in New York City.
Listen to this. It's such a shakedown. I'm going to bring on our next, bring on our one and only guest, our top guest tonight. We're just featuring on one fine young lady. Do you know there's certain areas, like I had to drop my friend off at the hospital a couple of weeks ago at the ear, nose, and eye doctor. He was getting an operation.
That's 14th Street, right?
Yeah. They told me I could park on the street, but it says no parking. But if you're not sitting in the car and the guy comes by, they take a picture, and you get that in the mail that you're parked in the no parking zone. And that's like $150. So
parking zone means
I
no
saw
parking.
the guy coming. I ran into my van, and I was sitting there for like 7 hours waiting for my friend, just walking around. It was crazy. Well, anyway, let's take this negative to a positive.
No, please.
Our guest tonight is a charming young lady. She wears she don't wear hats, she wears dresses, okay? She's an actor. She's a producer. She's a writer. And she's into modern martial arts, and she's here to tell you about it. So, Emily Dinova.
That's me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Emily.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for having me.
Yes. What's going on?
Oh, it's just, getting out to Staten Island, listening to you guys talk about the congestion. It doesn't seem like it's made too much of a difference, huh?
Well, Emily was saying she came from Connecticut tonight, right?
No, Hoboken.
She's a Hoboken.
Almost as long,
right?
yeah,
You're from Connecticut, but you drove from Hoboken tonight, and everybody was on their horn behind you, bugging you on the highways, getting you. Yeah, again,
Because I have Connecticut plates. I think that's why. As soon as I crossed into Staten Island, it was just honking, and I was like, "Is it me? Is it the plates? What?"
That's like a Yankee fan. It's like war.
Yeah. I think that's what happened.
What was your first love? What got you started in your journey of all the things that you're doing?
Well, my first love is food, but that's probably a different conversation. No, I started singing and playing piano actually when I was a kid, and the instructor told my mom I had good pitch. I should get into voice lessons from piano, and then that sort of opened the world to theater. So I started doing theater as a young kid, got really into it. And then, that just opened a whole world. When I got to college, I became more interested in film and, the writing aspect. And then that took me to London, and I got my master's in writing for stage and screen there. And then I ended up, in New York City working as a professional actor and writing and producing and starting my own company. So
if you look at this young lady's resume, you think she's like 120 years old because of all the stuff that she's done.
And you know what? It didn't say in your resume that you were a singer. And do you still sing?
Well, I studied opera for about 13 years, so classical vocal performance, but I get real low too, so.
How low can you go?
Real low.
Now we're also, Emily and I are kind of like family.
Yeah, talk about that.
Because there's a show still running today I was in the original production of it here in New York off Broadway called Tony and Tina's Wedding. It was the first what they call interactive show, John. This is a show where you would go to the show, and a lot of people would tell their cohorts that they were going to an Italian wedding, not knowing it was an actual show where you interacted with the cast. And Emily, to this day, is still playing Tina on the road shows.
Wow, so you like
And this thing has been running since 1989, and it's like in the Guinness Book of World Records. It's like every night somewhere around the world is a performance of Tony and Tina's Wedding, and this young lady is playing the lead, Tina, in the, I guess, just domestically. Did you get to do it in Europe at all, or just domestically?
Not Europe, but Canada.
Canada,
So, yeah.
How does that work now, the tour schedule?
It's interesting. It varies. Usually winter is a busier time, but basically it's about 4 or 5 core members from the New York show. Especially what Lou was talking about, some of the older cast members who have done the show a long time and have a lot of history and a lot of experience. And we go out, and the show is cast locally wherever the production is going up. So it's a bunch of new actors coming in, and then we have about 3 or 4 days to kind of throw together.
That's very cool.
A show, yeah. It's very exciting.
And now, how many times a month? That's what I was hitting you at. Like, how's the tour go? I mean, do they say you do only 2 weeks? Or, I mean, how does it work? Do you go straight, or you only do one? How does it work, the tour?
It really varies. Sometimes, it's a 2-week tour.
Give me, for instance,
Okay, so we'd go to Fort Lauderdale, and you're there for 2 weeks. So you have 3-4 days of rehearsal, and then you open. You're doing Thursday, Friday, 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, 2 days off, and then back on. And so like a 2-week rotation of that. Sometimes it's a one-off. 1 year, I had to go to Oregon, Idaho, and Washington State every weekend. So back and forth, because they were all one-offs. So you go out, do one show, fly back. Go back out, fly across the country, come back. And it just like kept getting like more of a time distance. So I was like trying to get up and do like Zoom Taekwondo at like 4 o'clock in the morning in Washington, which was.
Did you ever have to use any Taekwondo during the show?
I actually started
Defend some
incorporating.
guys off, because the audience is right in your face, man. They get up on you.
They do.
Tony and Tina's Wedding.
They do. I've actually been thinking about the psychology behind, a lot of audience members coming and kind of living out their own experiences, which I'm sure you have some wonderful
yeah, we got stories. We've
about.
had guys show up with guns.
Get out of here.
Yeah, yeah, we've had, and basically.
And what happens if that would happen?
He was politely asked to leave by the groomsmen.
Got you.
I mean, we've had stories where the nun, guys will have a couple of drinks, and they think the nun they don't think she's real. They think they're in a show, so we can put our hands on her and stuff. And we've had literally to get physical with people, the groomsmen.
Yeah.
We had a stage manager, but it was a woman, and so it wasn't really. She couldn't handle if anything got physical. And we had some physical altercations back in the day, Tony and Tina's.
Wow.
Thank God nobody ever got hurt or anything. But the guys would always look out for the women, because these guys would get drunk and think these women were just something to handle as opposed to being at a show, So, like I said, I'm sure you got a lot of stories about... well, you came here with a bodyguard tonight.
I know. Listen.
All the guests we've had, the big stars,
We had
have
all
never
these
showed
guys-
up with a bodyguard. Emily shows up with a
It's
bodyguard.
Staten
God
Island.
bless
I
her.
didn't know.
Listen, anyone, when you ask anyone in Staten Island about Johnny P, like in Johnny Bosco.
They say bring a bodyguard, so you know. So you knew.
I had a sense.
Like Lucky. You ask anybody in all 5 boroughs who Lucky is, forget about it, Johnny Bosco. No, you're totally safe, but you can't be too safe. But yeah, we laugh because usually the guys and the celebrities that come on, they bring guys, but they bring their neighborhood guys or their guys that are with them, that are big and you don't want to mess with them. Or like if we do...
She has a professional... trained, licensed security
he's right off
bodyguard.
He's right off of Cobra Kai, this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
What are you gonna do?
Scared the shit out of me when he came
definitely has to be one of the stunt guys, because when I saw him, I said, this guy's definitely no joke.
But very impressive, Emily. Your own bodyguard you show. Very impressive. Very impressive.
I try to keep myself safe any way I
Man.
can.
Very impressive.
Thank you. But, I am, soon, hopefully, will be my own bodyguard, since I'll be testing for my black belt in June of 2026.
And that's unbelievable.
Wow.
Do you break wood? Did you ever
I
kick
do.
bricks?
Not bricks.
Did you ever use
yet.
your head or anything like that?
Not yet, but I do break wood, yes.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah.
And how?
Hands, feet. We have a wood breaking day at my school, so I broke 200 boards on wood breaking day.
Fuck out of here.
Swear to
Oh.
God.
Now, do you ever break anything with your hand?
Yeah, you break the wood with your hand.
No, but do you break any bones?
No, it's conditioning.
What's the technique of that for you don't?
Well, you never want to hit your pinky, right? You always want to hit with this part of your
Okay.
hand, because you'll break your fingers.
Flat.
Yeah. And you can use arms.
And
People
it's
use
pretty
arms,
much all
people
in your
use head.
mind too, I guess, right?
That's
Now,
what
your
I've
hands
been
don't look
told.
banged up. A lot of karate guys, you'll see their knuckles are
Yeah.
disgusting from doing
hitting.
that kind of stuff, you know?
Yeah, no, I'm a writer, so I also have to keep my hands.
Are you a chucker?
I do nunchucks.
I used to do
bow
them.
staff. Yeah,
I'm a
they're
little-
my favorite.
Yeah, that's cool. I used to wail with them, but now I'm probably totally rusty. I haven't did them in a while.
I
How do you
should've
get time
brought
to
'em.
write books and do all this kind of stuff? So you see that? This is one of Emily's books, The Veil of Seduction.
Yeah.
Very sexy cover. Is
And
that
we-
you on the cover?
No, that's the protagonist.
And we got this one, Louis. What's the name of this one, Emily?
That's the antagonist.
That's like a Jenga game. What is that, Jenga on the cover, right?
Yes,
Where
that
you pull
is
the things out?
exactly what that is.
Give us a
yeah.
little bio on both of these books.
Okay, so the one that Lou is holding, Veil of Seduction, is a kind of gothic mystery. It takes place in 1920s in Newport, Rhode Island, and it follows a woman who's trying to break into the world of investigative journalism, and she goes undercover to a mental asylum to find out why these women have gone missing there. And the doctor there claims to have found the cure for insanity, and that's
That's pretty cool.
Wow.
That's creative.
Now, Newport is like one of the most haunted cities in America, too, right?
It is. It's
we got
very,
any ghost
very
haunted kind of
spooky.
stuff in here? In the
There's
story,
a
or-
supernatural element to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And where can you get the books?
Anywhere online,
Amazon.
Amazon, Barnes and Noble, any major booksellers, or you can get it through me. through my-
Fantastic.
Now,
Fantastic.
what about this one?
This book I had time to write because I wrote it during COVID, right? So this one is a modern day psychological thriller about a man who comes downstairs one morning and finds a sticky note taped to his refrigerator that says "You're special." And from that point on, his life starts to derail. His family, his career, his relationships, everything falls apart, and he doesn't know who this mysterious antagonist is who's upending his life or why.
Now, let me ask you. When I first discovered who you are, because there's so much talent in the world, local and national and beginners and indie, that we can't know everybody.
Sure.
Even like people come to me, you don't know who he is? No. I seen you on a link with my pal Steve Stanulis and Lou's friend, colleague, and you found me. I was like, she's interested in this girl, and you're doing all this karate and all this stuff. You got this unique look, but then do you gear more to the horror end? How does that work for you? I mean, do you?
Are you calling me gothic?
No, I know you. I don't
You're
think
talking about as an actress?
I
or-
don't think you're gothic, but you do definitely have maybe like that. I don't know, maybe that rock and roll look, that black magic, maybe. I don't know if you're into that psychic stuff, but
I would hope not.
If I had to take a guess, I would say no.
No.
Let me know.
We don't want any Satan worshippers on the show, John.
What's your soul about with this, or
My soul.
you're just you're very imaginative?
Oh, I mean, I'm a very imaginative person. I definitely have a dark side. I love, the uncomfortable things in life. I think that, investigating the internal says so much about our external world.
Yeah.
And that's where all the horror sits for me, is inside. So writing books is sort of cathartic for me.
That's cool.
And I like to explore things that are uncomfortable. I like to make people think. I like to manipulate my readers. I like to have an unreliable narrative. And I think it's important to always question your own perception in life. So I think that's what I try to provide through my books, different ways to think. So
Are you familiar with The Process?
the process.
Yeah.
As in like generally like the process.
The cult group, The Process?
No, I'm
Because
not.
you would get into this. There's you have Netflix?
No, yes, I have Netflix.
On
yes.
Netflix, there's a documentary called Sons with an S, Sons of Sam.
I've watched that documentary.
Oh, so then you know.
That's what it's called.
It's an amazing documentary, and it delves into the possibility and the theory that Son of Sam did not act alone.
yeah, that it was a group.
And I'm going to leave it at that. All you people out there, you should definitely see this, and so you saw it because
Yes,
that'd be right up
I
your
forgot
alley.
that was the name of
The Process is the cult.
cult.
These guys are still around today. They originated in London,
Okay,
and they are still around today. They have a small little thing in New York City, and they're basically Satan worshippers.
interesting. I keep saying I think I would be a great cult leader if I, was a sociopath, but I don't have it in me,
You're too beautiful and charming looking, but as an actress, you could bring out that scary part of you.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned horror. Like, it is definitely, my books tend to go there, and I did make a horror film that I was in.
Yeah.
So that was fun and interesting. But, I'm definitely open to all genres of film. I like to challenge myself. So.
Oh, did you do Scream Queen stuff, that kind of stuff?
No, more like psychological, demonic sort of.
Can we see the movie anywhere?
Yeah, sure. It's on my website.
I want to see it.
What's it called?
It's called Wet Paint.
Okay.
It's
Paint.
Yeah, it's about an artist who's finally just made it big in the visual arts world. And he's starting to like really get some money, and he meets this very strange woman who I play at his art opening, and basically his art reaches this whole other level once he meets her, but it destroys him as a human. So she's this like succubus, like sort of in cahoots with this art dealer who's kind of a representation of the devil, and they sort of destroy this man while, you know, having him create great art.
It seems that everything Emily does or touches, there's levels to. You know, it's not just like, well, guy meets a girl and they break up and they buy a puppy and they get back together. It's like it's
Does this have to do with any
deep and psychological, whether it be her writing, her
Are you like
acting.
Taylor Swift, but in your genre of past experience what you write?
Sure, some
Okay.
of it. I mean, this book, both of these books really come from like metaphorical themes that have like persisted throughout my life. But it's interesting you make that point, because I always try to write and act, I guess, for like the entertainment. But if you're looking below, it's there. You know, like if you're looking for it, it's there. But
You have
if
to be
you
open
just,
to it. You have to be
if
open
you
to
just
it.
want to enjoy it for, you know, a good story, okay, great. But if you're looking, it's there.
Like I know John considers himself, we're very spiritual people. I'm a very spiritual person. John considers himself a spiritual person. I think if you're open to that stuff, you're going to lend yourself to being interested in it and finding out about it. And it's just some of that stuff is fascinating. Fascinating.
I mean, psychology, that's what you get. That's what you're pushing for, too. And you're in the middle of a 3-year study right now, right?
Yes, I'm in year 3 of my program. Okay. How long it will take me, we do not know. It is extensive, and it's just I'm going part-time because I don't have the time to go to school full-time right now.
And what gave you that? What gave you that push to do this?
So psychoanalysis saved my life back in 2018. I sort of upended my life. I had a lot of trauma that I hadn't processed.
Okay.
I had quit a job. I had quit a show for the first time. I had ended a relationship. I had sort of just floored my life. And I needed to, you know, rebuild from that point.
We all been there.
Yeah. So, you know, that's kind of what led me to psychoanalysis and being analyzed myself and knowing that it worked. So I felt really passionate about it as an artist. It's always been about change for me, you know, saying something with my work, having people affected by it, whether that's good or bad or whatever. And I thought, you know, psychology or psychoanalysis doesn't only help me personally, I can help other people with this, and it can also, you know, hopefully add to my art and my work. And I'm interested in, since you mentioned the spirit, like the mind-body-spirit connection. And I think art is the spirit. I think the mind is psychoanalysis, and I think the body is martial arts. So I'm trying to figure out a way eventually to connect those things.
Well, you're going to have a karate studio where you'll psychoanalyze the karate chops of people, and you'll put it all together. And you know,
Who's your favorite modern martial art guy or karate? I know you said.
Oh, a Grandmaster Soon Kill Jang.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's my Grandmaster.
Okay, now
he's
I mean,
the best.
I mean, like say like Bruce Lee,
Yeah, sure.
Chuck Norris, any of those guys. What about like Steven Seagal? He was good.
Yeah, I mean, it's all great.
Yeah.
It's all
I
inspiring.
mean, Bruce Lee was like Bruce Lee.
I mean, there's no one that comes close to Bruce Lee, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He's the best. But yeah, I mean, it's amazing to watch, you know, the martial arts over the years, and then to study it is so different than watching it. You know, there's so much that goes into it. Is like acting and writing, and in so many ways that if you don't have the foundational work, you know, if you're not doing that part right, then everything you build on is not. It's not
familiar
gonna-
with Aaron Banks?
I'm not.
Aaron Banks was a big karate guy, like in the 60s and 70s. And look him up. He was an amazing guy, because also, again, the thing with martial arts is people don't realize it's just not about the art of the physicality.
Yeah.
There's a whole spiritual element to
That
martial
Zen
arts.
and
Yeah, this
finding
guy
your
Aaron Banks,
soul.
like I was saying, you looked at his hands, and his hands were like 3 times the size of what they were. But he could break through anything. Go on YouTube. There's probably some YouTube clip. You'd be amazed at the stuff that this guy could break. And he attributed it all to here, not here. It was all about here.
Yeah.
You know,
And you know what's funny? Let's break some balls and break this up for a minute there. Like, so we're talking about Steven Seagal. People don't realize that before Steven Seagal started putting out all these action movies in the late '80s, early '90s, he goes back from like the late '70s.
But the authentic guys say he's a fake. You know, so. I actually worked with a guy once. I worked on a film called Out for Justice.
Oh, you worked on that?
I worked
And
for
what were
Out
your
for
background,
Justice.
though?
That was one of my last background jobs, yes.
That was a-
Richie, where's Richie?
Yeah, well, Back for Justice was great. My friend William Forsythe, you ever see Out for Justice or no? That was one of his first films. That was 89 or something, 90. He was
The
great.
best thing about Out for Justice was the puppy. I'm sorry. His puppy dog that he picks up.
Yeah, you love puppies.
I'm not a big Seagal fan, sorry.
But Rich, our friend, you ever hear of William Forsythe?
Yeah.
Yeah, great guy, great friend,
Good
great
man,
friend of
good
mine,
man.
great actor. But he was in it. He was young.
the bad guy in
as
it.
Richie.
Yeah.
But he did a movie where you might like. Is a very good independent film that really didn't get much recognition because it was a big independent. It's called Dear Mr. Gacy.
Okay.
Who was the guy Gacy who was the killer?
John Wayne
Oh,
Gacy?
John Wayne
Gacy.
Gacy. So you should know about that.
Did he
Oh,
play
very much
Gacy?
so.
Did William play Gacy?
Yeah.
I got to see it.
I have it on DVD because I got it from him a while ago. I'm gonna see if I can find it on Amazon or anywhere.
Okay.
It is. He does a great job
Because Brian Dennehy did a Gacy movie, which was fabulous. He was amazing as Gacy. So I'd like to
so
see that. So William, dear Mr. Gacy.
Yeah, William Forsythe, man, he gets deep with that darkness, that dark character actor.
Well, he's a very, I mean, it's a very dark role to play. I mean, I wonder how, you manage that.
Yeah, he said he did a lot of studying and all that. Of course, you study the character.
I played a serial killer once. It was great. It was very fulfilling. 'Cause
Really?
You go to dark places that you don't think are there.
Was
But
it a
they're there, you find them.
specific serial killer or your own created like serial killer?
No, it was a fictional.
Oh.
I did it in a movie and I did it in a play. I've done it twice.
Which did you prefer? Being a serial killer on film or on stage?
Well, it was two completely different serial killers. So it was completely different characters.
Wow.
But just the dark places that you had to go to, like you realize you think you don't have them, but they're there, man.
They
Every
are.
human being has them.
You gotta
And
know how
gotta
to
find
channel it.
Yeah, you have to find it. I mean, when I was doing the play in L.A., literally a good 10 to 15 minutes after the play was over, I would just literally just go sit in the corner and just let it all flush out of me.
Yeah.
People knew, like, leave Lou alone for like 10 or 15 minutes because he needs to, like, cleanse now and get all that shit
Yeah.
out of you, But as an actor, that's the most rewarding stuff when you get to do stuff like that.
Absolutely.
But William's great. I have to check this out. Dear Mr. Gacy.
Yeah, dear Mr. Gacy, our boy William Forsythe. He lives in Rhode Island. So once we could get him down here, he was on my late night show.
Oh, very nice.
But he's a good guy, good guy. So Louis, what's going on with you now? What's the next
Well, I
move?
had a date today. So when I walked in and I
Like
met
a new-
Emily, I was
yeah,
a little shimanotes because I gave blood today. So I gave like 5 pints of blood because I haven't been feeling well. He makes fun of me because I'm always sick. What can I tell you? I'm an old man. I'm always sick.
You
But
know-
I got tested today. Let's all cross our fingers out there and say our prayers for TV land. I'm okay. I got tested for Lyme disease today, mononucleosis, and a couple other things because I always want to sleep.
Oh.
Now, I've been sick for about a month with a bad flu. No COVID. I got COVID checked a couple of times. But my energy level is like kaput. I have no energy.
I
So
get like
said, let me
that
go
sometimes.
get a total physical, do all the blood work and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens in a couple of days.
And if everything comes back normal, sometimes it could be depression. I mean, there's times if I get, I'm up and down. I'm either in a great mood or I'm down. Lately, I've been feeling great. But there's times where I just don't even want to get out of bed. And I'll sleep for 10, 12 hours. And not even a problem, 13 hours, and just sleep. And I wake up, I feel a lot better. But yeah, there's days I just feel like I don't even want to start my
Yeah,
day.
I have no energy. So
I
I'm
don't
just hoping
care.
it's not. I'm hoping it's not physical. So once I get past the point, if it's not physical, then we have to see what's going on. Maybe I come talk to somebody like you, get analyzed. and-
Please do.
Do you do what they call is it past regression? Am I saying that right?
Past regression.
Past
I
regression,
mean, we use
where
the
you-
word regression, but
You go back in time. Is that part of being psychoanalyzed, like in a session?
yes. So the idea is when you come in for a session for psychoanalysis, you lay on the couch, and the couch is sort of puts you in a state of a more relaxed, way because you're lying down. You're not looking at the analyst.
Yeah.
They're behind you. Very classical sort of setup. And that way it sort of creates a place for you to just, stream of consciousness and sift through. And as you're just saying whatever comes to mind and doing that, you regress.
So let me ask you this then. John knows the story. I had an incident where I had a very, very scary incident. To this day, I don't know if it was a dream or if it really happened.
Interesting.
Is that something where I could come speak to someone like you and we can go back there? Because I was told when it happened that you need to go speak to somebody because what they can do is they'll go back and basically they explain to
Hypnotize
me
you?
Well, they explained to me if it was a dream, you'll remember just the aspects that you remember.
Yeah.
If something really happened and you buried it, that person that's analyzing you or hypnotizing, whatever you want to call it, whatever the term is, will bring it out and they could flush it out. So if something really happened and you repressed all this shit that really happened, basically, when I was living in California, I think I may have been abducted. No shit, I think I may have been abducted.
Wow.
And I had some health problems after that because of that. And to me, when it was happening, like I said, to this day, I don't know. But it was so real to me, I thought I was having a heart attack.
Like abducted where? Like by aliens?
Yeah,
or no?
yeah. When I was living in Hollywood,
That's
in
sick.
Hollywood, when it was happening, I thought I was going to die. I was praying to God, I was like, please don't take me because I'm not strong enough to go through whatever's going to happen. So I didn't remember this incident for a couple of weeks, and then slowly, bits and pieces of it came back to me. So that's why people that know about this stuff thinking, well, maybe something really did happen and you repressed it because you're only going to remember little bits and pieces because it's so scary, you repressed it.
It could have been
if
a
it was a
dream,
dream.
you never know.
If it was a dream, then I'm only going to remember what I remember. There's nothing else there. Does that make any sense to you?
Yeah, it does. And it's dreams, screen memory, sometimes it all gets sort of convoluted because, parts of it can be dreams, parts of it can be real. It's very much the mind is very powerful.
Yeah,
and
it is.
It not only affects the physical body, but it can make you, think that things happen that don't, or you feel them, they're real to you, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it really, repression is like what you were saying. It's when, things you are not ready to remember, things you can't remember that are too terrifying. And, some people hypnosis is basically like a precursor to psychoanalysis. And now people are looking at psilocybin, like mushrooms, right?
Right.
To, or
Open up their mind?
Yeah, it's like almost like a sped up, more intense version of hypnosis, where you're able to access things that your conscious mind wouldn't necessarily because you're either not ready to know it, you're not in a place to know
Exactly.
it.
That's how it was explained to me. So,
Yeah.
so we should talk then after. Maybe you can help me with this because it's been something. It happened to me in 1992, and it's
stuck
something
with
I've
you.
lived with. Yeah, it's something I've lived with, and I would like to really get to the bottom of it. If it was just a horrible nightmare or something really happened.
Dreams. I'm a dreamer. I dream a lot, and I had a great dream the other night. See, I either have great dreams or I have some crazy dreams, and then I wake up. But I dream. Sometimes like anyone in my life who passed, they're in my dreams, and sometimes they're in my dreams. Just say like if we're hanging out now, they'll be hanging out like over here, even though while we're active, they're still here. And you're gonna love this one. This is true. I swear. A couple of days ago, I had a dream that I was one of the actors in a different version of the final episode of The Sopranos, and it was literally James Gandolfini and Michael and Pirelli, Christopher and Johnny Sack was there, Vincent, and I was there, and it was them at their age. Then, like not what they look like now, and we were just talking, and then what Tony was saying, whatever, and then me and Michael and Pirelli, Christopher were walking down. He had his hands. He goes, "That's it. Tony has to go." And then
Well, you're a huge Sopranos fan, so isn't that the first Sopranos dream you've had?
No,
right?
it was.
It was? That's the first time?
Yeah, and then I went to my van, and my van was all broken into. All my tools and everything was stolen, and then I woke up. It was weird. It was a weird dream. But I have a lot
I'm
of...
surprised that's the first time you dreamt about the Sopranos.
Yeah, but
So
I-
you've never dreamt about me before?
No.
Oh,
Only
geez.
sexual, that's
You're
it.
breaking my heart. You're breaking my heart, Sean.
I have dreams that I'm hanging out with, I have crazy dreams. Like, I'll be hanging out with, Van Halen, or I'll be hanging out with John Travolta and a bunch of... I have, the crazy, celebrity Hollywood dreams, and I have dreams that I'm falling out of a building. I have all kinds of crazy dreams.
You should go to analysis.
What do you think about that?
I think you should go to
You need
analysis.
to be analyzed. There you go.
It means, I'm very imaginative, too, right?
I think there's probably a lot of wish fulfillment in dreams, but there's also a lot of fear because where there is a wish, there is a fear. And that's sort of how I like
Now,
to
I'm the
look at it.
opposite. I very, very rarely remember a dream. I go months and months and months without having a dream. And last night, it's funny that you had a dream last night because I had a dream last night and I haven't dreamt in a long time. And I was involved. I was in a parking lot. It may have been my college, but there was a mass shooting going on. And I was running for my life and and people were screaming and stuff like that.
Oh my gosh,
That's what I
that's
dreamt last
terrifying.
night. But I never remember any dreams.
And you were running where's my cats? Where's my cats?
Where's my hot dog? Somebody get me a hot dog.
They're going to get some hot dogs before I go home.
Another thing that breaks my balls about is I'm a cat guy. What can I tell you? I have cats. I have cats.
Oh no, I like cats. I don't do hot dogs.
I like cats, but Louis has like 8 cats.
5. Only 5.
Close.
Anything
Only
over 5,
5.
then
Only
we have
5.
to worry. Yeah.
Well, they're all rescues. That's why my wife and I, we are good people. We rescue animals. We usually have 2 to 3. We had 3. We rescued the last 2, and we got attached.
And they're big. They're
not going
like
anywhere.
mountain lions. These cats.
Yeah, Jesse's
nice
a
cats.
big one. But yeah, we're animal lovers too.
One cat.
But that means you're a good person.
Yes.
Right?
Well, not always, because I think.
Really?
I think that sociopaths and psychopaths have caught on, and I think they buy dogs now to lure their
Really?
victims.
Interesting.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because, all the serial killers and stuff like that, they start out by torturing animals.
Right,
They hate
and
animals.
we now always say, well, he must be safe because he has a dog.
Yeah,
You think people don't think like, hey, let me get a dog, and then this lady's going to think I'm safe.
Yeah, because everyone's like, how cute that dog is. That gets me like, I listen. I don't mean to be a hater, but I'm an animal lover. I love dogs. I like cats. I just don't like too many cats in one room because I'm allergic to them.
I feel like there's a metaphor in here somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah. No, he'd be amazing to put on the couch and go through his mind. He'd be an amazing subject.
I'm already plotting.
Yes,
Good.
yes. And I want to sit in on it.
I just need a little fine tuning. The Madness of Johnny P.
Oh, it sounds like an autobiography.
Yeah, believe me, I have one, a couple. So who do we want to break chops on? Anybody want to break chops on anybody?
Yeah, everybody you want to break balls? Anything pissing you off lately?
Anything in the news, anything out there that you don't agree with?
Well, I've been avoiding the news because it does piss me off.
You know?
So I haven't been doing the news. No, it's really just generally, people in general. Like, my mom called me today, and she was going to the store, and she said this lady was, just getting bread. She had her cart there right in the front. And this other lady comes flying by, you're in my way, move.
Yeah.
And the girl was so startled, and she was like trying to pick her bread, and she was, she got really upset. And my mom went over and was like, "Don't worry, that's not you. That lady is whatever." But just hearing stuff like that, like people like, why can't you just be nice? Like, why
those
do you have
days
to
are
be?
over.
It's hard, and this is in Jersey.
No, this was in Connecticut.
Okay,
actually.
Connecticut is like bread town, and usually everybody's nice over there.
No, John.
they're not.
Maybe where you
Connecticut
are.
is snooty,
well,
man.
Danbury, where my old singer, one of my best friends, Dougie, lives up in Connecticut forever.
Okay. I
And-
have a musician friend named Dougie in Connecticut.
Dougie what?
Allie.
Oh, if you would have said Palm, I would have dropped. I would have shit my pants.
Okay. Please.
It's good you didn't
not
say
in
that.
the studio. I'm
good you
really
didn't
glad
say
I didn't
that.
That's an old Italian saying. Yeah, but when I go up there, I feel like I'm in peaceful village. That's in Danbury, at least, because he lives. You got to get up on a mountain, and then you go down like a 200-foot road,
Yeah,
and then
everything's
his
very
house is there.
far away in
Connecticut, all the
Very-
women have the
very
same
stunning.
hairstyle. All the guys are wearing khaki pants.
There's a lot of
It's
pretty
very
li-
snooty.
It's quite
It's
snooty
very-
in a lot
A
of
lot of
areas.
country girl, pretty ladies up there. I guess because
I'll give you a Connecticut fact. Ready for this?
yeah.
What is the one state that has the biggest disparity of wealth in the country?
It's Connecticut.
Connecticut. It has the biggest gap between the rich people and the poor
Bridgeport
people.
to Greenwich.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Poverty in Connecticut is really bad. If you're poor in Connecticut, you're desolate. If you're rich in Connecticut, you're really wealthy.
But if you're middle class there too, it's tough because I know.
Well, that's what I
people-
mean. It's not
Yeah.
a middle class state.
No.
The majority of the state is either very wealthy above the wealth line or living below the poverty
So what do you
line.
think? So technically, New York is almost like that now, right? There ain't no middle
Not close
class.
to Connecticut. Yeah, no. Well, there's some left. Some of us left. More lower. I could consider myself lower middle class.
We grew up middle class. My father was.
Yeah.
My father started off as a printer, and he was a plasterer, and then he went to the police department. 2 years he did, and then he got out and went to the fire department. So he's a retired New York City Fire Department. My father. He retired early at like.
Why did he leave the police department to go to the fire department?
Because he
You
didn't
know
like
why?
it. He didn't like it. He just didn't like it. But my father was more of an alpha man. You know what I mean? So and then he opened up his own construction company, plastering, the old time plastering, and I learned that, and all kinds of handyman work. And so then he retired at 46, and then he went heavy with the construction business, and he worked even harder. But yeah, we're middle class, 2 jobs. I never wanted for nothing. I was a little spoiled growing up. We weren't rich, but we always ate. We always had food. I was spoiled. It took me a while to grow up. Got into a lot of trouble in my teenage years because I was always that guy. They used to call me John. And that's it. You know, had to go through life's ups and downs to get to where I'm at today.
Hey, let me ask you about your shirt. I've been looking at your shirt. Potenza, I know you love this place, right?
Making me hungry.
Johnny's a big Potenza place, and I know he wants to give all those nice people a plug.
You know the story about it? We'll tell the story again.
Well, let's give him the information of the restaurant.
There it
it's
is.
in Goshen, New York. Johnny loves this place. He's going to take me up there one time when he wants to pick up a check. Who knows when that is going to be. But he's going to take me up there. The telephone number is 845-458-1655. And they don't John, they don't give an address, but they give their email and their
They must know Emily.
.com. So their .com is potenzacatering.com. So you can look them up, and you can email them info@potenzacatering.com. But if you're in that area, check out one of John's favorite places to
Well, I
eat.
would love to have them on the show, and I told them I would bring them on the late night show one day a while ago. They just saw my name because it was late night with Johnny P, but it was Johnny Potenza, then up late with Johnny P. Then he reached out to me and he asked me if this was my cousin, now it was my family. No. He goes, would you mind wearing our shirts and promoting? We'll throw you some shirts. I go, yeah, definitely. Mail me some shirts. And then I got this one, another one. I go, could you mail me a couple more for my brother and this and that? And then they did.
Never
but
happy.
I love wearing these shirts because it throws everybody off.
Yeah.
And it's a gag because they're like, where'd you get that? I got my own pizzeria. I go, get out of here. You didn't tell me. I wanted to surprise everybody. So everyone thinks I have a pizzeria for about an hour.
Like Christmas time, what do I give everybody Christmas time? The Martini wine. People think it's from my own vineyard.
Yes, yeah.
But I cannot let you go, since we brought up food, I cannot let you go without asking, I don't know about you, but to this day, because of Tony and Tina's wedding, I cannot look at a plate of baked ziti anymore. Johnny, we had to eat baked ziti 8 times a week. I did it for 3 years. And it was not the best baked ziti ever. It
had to be gone.
I mean, how's the food going over there now?
I honestly...
It's probably different because you're touring.
Yeah.
And she probably don't eat all that stuff.
I don't.
No, you have to. That's the thing, John. The people watch you.
They
you have
do.
to
They
eat what's
watch
put in
you
front of
eat.
you. You're at a wedding.
Yeah,
You throw it up?
I usually have a fit because there's not pancetta in the pasta, and I can get out of eating because I don't,
What's pancetta again?
It's like the Italian bacon.
Italian, bacon or
like
ham.
ham.
Oh, so that's your bit.
So
your
yeah,
bit is you make a bit about you don't like what's put in front of you?
Yeah, I'll get out of it that way.
Wow.
But like when we did the show in Omaha, it was like they served us filet mignons. Like it was
Omaha
the
steaks.
most delicious beef.
Wow.
Like I was like, of course I'm gonna eat this. Yeah. So it really depends where you go. But yeah, I've had some really nasty Italian
But I can't look at baked
food.
ziti.
I know. So that's when you were talking about family business stuff like that. I grew up around food and
Very cool.
and learning how to do all the different stuff. So it was great. And I mean, I love to cook, so it's been an added
So who
asset.
was it? Your uncle, your grandma, your aunt? Who was it?
My great grandfather was peddling oranges, and then and
He was like Phil the Peddler on the Bronx Tale.
Oh, really? He had the cart in the street?
yeah, and he
That's
would
big.
spend it all on horses and women, and so then my grandfather was like, all right, I gotta
I
figure
like
out how
this
to
guy,
do
John.
this.
I like this guy.
He
He's that
sounds
kind
like
of guy.
Eddie Mush compared to meets Phil the Peddler on the Bronx
He
Tale.
sounds like that kind of guy selling oranges and going to the plate of ponies and
That's it.
hanging out with the women. I
Yeah,
love
that's
it. I
it,
love
that's it,
I love
yeah.
So that's an old school store, man.
Yeah, my dad just retired this past year.
How old is he?
He's just turned 70 this month.
Oh, God
so-
bless him. And,
Yeah.
and your mom?
She's 71.
Oh, good. You're
but
blessed to have your
she
parents,
looks
though.
40. It's so crazy.
My mom just turned 80.
Oh, wow. That's amazing.
She looks good.
Yeah.
My dad passed. Your mom and dad again?
No, they're gone
Yeah.
long time.
I know your dad died.
When he was shooting The Godfather.
Yeah, his father.
Yeah, it's supposed to be Luca Brasi in The Godfather. He had a stroke, passed away.
Oh
Was replaced by the great Lenny Montana, who did a great job.
Yeah.
And then my mom is gone 15 years now. Time flies.
I remember that now.
Yeah.
Now, my mind's starting to work a little. Yeah, but that's great. So, Emily, what's your favorite dishes
Like to make or to eat?
to make? And I'm a cook. I love to cook.
Okay. I love to make risotto balls.
Okay.
I like to
You
make
bake them or you fry them?
either. I can do both. I like shkodal and beans, like, family recipe. My family make sausage too. We have homemade sausage, so like.
I'm always willing to learn, but I never made homemade sausage. I never made homemade pasta.
We could have a pasta class. I'll
Dude,
teach you how
I
to make
would love
pasta.
to have a spin-off with you.
You know what you got to ask Emily? What does she not do?
I
That's
know,
the
really.
question.
You're
What
like
do you not
You're like the
do?
all-American woman.
I
What
don't
do
do
you not
math.
do?
I don't do math, and I don't parallel park under pressure. I saw that high kick you did when we came into the studio.
Not too bad, right?
It was pretty
and
intense.
I didn't even stretch it. I'm tired.
No. Make sure you stretch next time.
I am.
You don't want to pull a hammy.
Well, listen, where can people find you? Website, anything on social media?
Sure. Yes, you can find me. I'm on Facebook, TikTok as Emily Dinova. On Instagram, I go as Goddess of the Garlic.
Dinova.
And you can check out my website, which is www.g&e, and it's spelled out, productions.com. So.
And EmilyNoStalkers.com, right?
Yeah, no stalkers. Until I get my black belt, then all stalkers welcome.
There you go.
Yeah.
And go buy her book, everybody. Her books.
Please buy my book.
Veil of
Excellent.
Seduction
And the antagonist.
and the Antagonist. Great job.
Well, you
Thank you,
got
guys.
more protection now. Now you're with the gangsters of rock in New York City, so
I feel safe.
yeah, we all need connections all around the globe.
Absolutely, and it's great to connect with wonderful, interesting, and somewhat funny people.
Grandpa.
Grandpa.
My thing is, my brain doesn't work that good sometimes. It says what it says.
I'm just busting.
No.
your
I'm
balls.
just. I let everybody know, and you can bust my chops all you want, and it's all good. Come back again.
I will. Thank you.
All right, and we'll be talking. And Lou Martini, it's always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure, man, to spend my Wednesday nights with my man, my dear friend, and the most entertaining guy in the business, ladies and gentlemen, Grandpa Johnny Potenza.
Grandpa Johnny P. Still kick your ass. Well, thank you, everybody, for tuning in to Breakin Ballz with Johnny P. And always remember, whose balls are you going to bust today? Good night.